The way I say it is we have legalized corruption in San Francisco.
In D9, the cops don't plan parties, they plan raids.
Every other district has supervisors that came from those districts. I don't feel that District 9 has that same level of representation.
Attention BART riders.
Hey San Francisco, I'm Ben Kaplan, and this is the podcast where we define who we are and who we want to be. We are San Francisco. Hey everyone, in this episode of We Are San Francisco, I sit down with three passionate candidates running for District 9 supervisor: H. Brown, Julian Bermudez, and Trevor Chandler. Unfortunately, Jackie Fielder was unable to make it to the studio this time. Each candidate brings a unique perspective, sharing their visions on how they plan to tackle the challenges and improve the lives of District 9 residents. Let's dive in. Why did you decide to run for this office right now in San Francisco?
Because I just wanted someone who would focus on fixing what's broken at City Hall and not the same ideological fights that keep distracting us.
I run for the story, not the glory.
I've always been politically inclined. In my family, I'm that kid that always talks about politics and everybody's on their own jam.
I actually tried to recruit people to run for the seat. I was trying to find someone on what I call Team Reasonable, which is, we don't agree on everything, but we agree City Hall is broken. I asked a lot of people and they told me, hell no. And so, I had recruited a lot of queer folks to run for office across the country. And so me and my husband kind of chatted about it, made the decision, well, maybe this is my time.
Well, if you're going to be a war reporter, you can stay back in the back and be protected. You can go in the front lines. The best way to report politics is get right in the middle of it with the candidates. I've been doing this kind of thing for about 40 years, and I've met most of the major people in San Francisco over that time.
It's something I always really wanted to do, and I saw the opportunity that there was an open seat, and I took it. I didn't really expect to join one of the most contested races in San Francisco, but I'm getting a lot of experience and exposure off of it, and I'm enjoying every little bit of it.
And what makes you stand out from other candidates? It's a contested race. What makes you different?
I'm the youngest candidate. I'm a local candidate. I went to local schools. I'm a product of the mission. I'm the product of District 9.
The way I put it, I'm an outsider who knows how the inside works.
I'm a visionary. And as I said, usually it's other people's thing. I'm a storyteller. The Irish call us a Shawnashay. Every tribe in the world, every people in the world have somebody like me in them because there was an oral tradition that went back 200,000 years since we started getting past Cro-Magnon. The way that we communicated things, our history, was through a storyteller.
I'm someone who has a reputation as a fixer, someone who solves problems. It's one of the reasons the governor appointed me to be on the California State Board of Pharmacy, is because I can take very big issues, break them down, and solve them.
Every other district has supervisors that came from those districts. But I don't feel that District 9 has gotten that same level of representation.
So if I see a wall at City Hall, I'm not going to immediately assume it's supposed to be there. I'm going to ask, why is this wall here in the first place? And if it's not, I'm going to smash it down so we can actually get the results and not just constantly talk about process.
So what is one idea or policy proposed by another candidate that you think is worthy of future consideration?
There's always rent control. That's one of my biggest things. I heard Dean Preston talk about landlord licensing. And I really was I'm really fond of that because I worked at, my family business is Rancho Grande Appliances. So we deliver and fix home appliances like washer, dryers, refrigerators throughout the city. And I deal with landlords day in and day out.
Absolutely. I think Roberto has great ideas around community ambassadors and making sure, especially with making sure our seniors can be escorted. We've had issues like Maestra Yolanda about a year and a half ago or so, who was assaulted, a longtime teacher in the mission who was assaulted at the BART stations. And Roberto has put out ideas for a senior escort service to make sure that folks can get from the BART stations to where they're going. And I think that's a great idea.
The idea of Hernandez says he wants to put red caps back at BART stops to protect old ladies. We're not getting, the cops are, in D9, the cops are the enemy. And that's on the cop side, it's not on the people side. I mean, people are going to mess with the cops to begin with. I mean, this is a hippie town, that's going to happen. But in D9, the cops don't plan parties, they plan raids.
Do you think San Francisco city government is broken? Do you think the institution is corrupt?
I feel that it's tainted by money.
The way I say it is we have legalized corruption in San Francisco.
Peskin's got a good start. You need somebody at top who can subpoena and do warrants. But of course it's corrupt.
We have, the system is so broken that it incentivizes corruption. The way Jen Palka in her great book, Recode America, has this one line that is just, I carry with me all the time. It's paperwork favors the powerful.
I feel like San Francisco has the perfect regulations for campaign contributions. I just feel that we need to start phasing out fundraising out of elections, because it feels more like we are fundraising more than promoting our policies. It's just a lot of these candidates have little catchphrases. They have the common sense and stuff like that, and it's just ringers so people can be like, oh, I want that guy. And yeah, it's just I could say it's more of the money problem than corruption.
Yeah, and so the only way you can win at City Hall is if you cheat. And so it's not excusing the cheating behavior. We need to hold corruption at powerful, but what we need is a wholesale realignment.
I'm about way over 50% convinced we're living in a simulation. So it might be that this can't be changed. I mean, about 100 years ago, a guy named Lincoln Steffens, who was raised in the Mission, who was the best muckraker there was in 1900, and a good buddy of Teddy Roosevelt's. Teddy said, what can I do for you? He said, let's clean up San Francisco. It's never been cleaned up. We're talking about 1900 or somewhere like that. Roosevelt sent marshals. He sent judges. He got rid of the mayor. He got rid of the whole board of supervisors. And 10 years later, it was back to the same. Maybe it's supposed to be this way.
We need to both address the bad actors that are there and fix the systemic nature of it that's causing these folks to succeed in their corruption.
I'm running for the Board of Trustees because City College holds the key to solving San Francisco's toughest challenges.
If you care about safe streets and a fully staffed police department, care about City College.
Will you join me?
And let's say it's the day after the election in November, and you're elected, and you're given a magic wand. You don't need any other support from anyone else. You don't need mayoral support. You get the magic wand, but it has to be, since you're on Team Reasonable, it has to be within reason, right? You get one thing to do for the residents of District 9. What do you use your magic wand on?
Beat officers. I want officers walking a beat in our communities.
I'll just follow the example of Harvey Milk and do something basic. One of his first things was implement a fine for people that don't pick up the droppings of their dogs and stuff.
And so, I mean, obviously, I don't know if it's too unreasonable to ask for a fully staffed police department, but if we can at least get in District 9 officers that are walking our merchant corridors, that have relationships with the neighborhoods that they serve in, making sure that we bring a sense of community policing to our work. That's what's so important. Folks feel like they've been forgotten by City Hall.
I just want to put more garbage cans, more seating, more shade, more places so people can go outside in District 9. District 9 is one of the sunniest places in San Francisco. In our micro weathers, it's always sunny. I just came from there. I was sweating on the way over here. And I just don't feel like there's enough, there's not enough anemones for people just to walk around, because our corridors are long, or Valencia Street's really long. And someone that walks from one side to the other side, they're not going to have an ability to sit down anywhere, and the sun's beaming down. There's nowhere to go to the restroom unless you go into a restaurant and order something. It's just to make life just a little bit easier for people.
What do you think about, a cause that's close to my heart, kind of a bonus question here, is about City College of San Francisco. What is your feeling on City College of San Francisco, and do you think we should do more to support it?
Yeah, that's I went to City College San Francisco, helped me out when I was going to Chico State, especially because it's free.
City College is going to get overwhelmed by AI. I don't see them lasting at all. It's a great meeting place, sure. I'll set it up, make grow mushrooms there, have bands.
I think it's evolving from a physical campus to other forms of hybrid learning. I think the issue is that, anyone who's self-directed, motivated, if you're a student who's like that, you can do everything on your own. But there's a lot of people who are not, that benefit from a structure, a program, and I think that's the role that colleges play, and maybe the role that City College can play.
Education is to slap down the few students who think for themselves, to put them back in line.
It used to be the largest college in California. Now it's like it's lost 3/4 of its enrollment, and I think people need to realize again that City College is important for San Francisco's future, and especially for a lot of people who are growing up here, who want to transfer to a 4-year school, who want to pivot their career. It's an important place that we should support.
Yeah, I want to create more pipelines. I had an early idea back in my early campaign, like a cadet pipeline, for 2 years, you're a student. And then after that, you go to cadet school. And then as you're going to cadet school, you're still going to City College, or you transfer to a 4-year, maybe online, maybe SF State or USF, depending on your grades. And then you could become a full police officer with a bachelor's.
We have a shortage in our dispatch that's causing huge issues. And so if we have what you were talking about, and I think it's a fantastic idea that you have, to not only do first responders overall, so we're hiring and training dispatchers to staff our sorely understaffed dispatch office. We're training police officers in a way that makes sure that they're fully trained and competent and accountable.
Related issues like drug counselors, mental health professionals, that police get pulled into those types of response, even though because we have a shortage across the board of people who are needed.
I agree. And this goes back to my philosophy. One of my big differences, I think, between me, whether it's the incumbent Hillary Ronen or even Jackie, there's some folks who don't believe we have local solutions to local problems. They say, oh, San Francisco is suffering from the same problems every big city has. We just need to wait it out until the federal tax code gets fixed. We need to wait it out until the DEA does something, the feds do something, the state does something. I call BS on that. I'm excited. We have the ability to solve San Francisco problems in San Francisco, like you were just talking about. We can build our own schools that train folks for what we need. We can lead in addiction and mental health recovery and not wait for someone to tell us how to do it. And we can show the state and we can show the country how to do it. I'm tired of folks going into City Hall, getting elected, who don't believe they can solve San Francisco's problems. Because if you elect people who don't believe they can solve our problems, we're not going to solve them. I'm not naive about the problems we face, but I know we can solve them.
It should be a class in City College where for 3-4 years you take a class in being an electrician, basic mathematics, accounting, 2-3 culture classes, and learning a language. Because in San Francisco, there's more languages than a person can actually learn. And in my district alone, we have 3-4 languages, and it helps out a lot, and it just education helps out a lot to help people understand people.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us on We Are San Francisco.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot. I appreciate it, Ben.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.